Hi, this is Tom, and I wanted to talk to you about my biggest real estate mistake. So 824 Porter, I still remember the address, and this was my biggest real estate investment mistake. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. I bought 824 Porter at the very peak of the real estate market. It was a rundown fourplex in a bad area of town, and I bought it at $150,000. The next few years were, I hate to say it, but they were hell. I went through drug dealers. I went through managing drug dealers, drug addicts, people who lied. They would do a trick. The trick was you put somebody with a really good application in, they would run the application, and then the bad tenant would move in. So we did a lot of that stuff, and we did it for about 4 or 5, maybe 6 years. The property took a lot of work for me. And this was a time when I was self-managing it, and it was awful. It was so challenging to self-manage, I had to hire somebody to help me out. And in doing so, we both fought, worked hard, and we were able to keep the property filled. It just took a lot of work. It took calls in the middle of the night, calls on weekends where I would have to go over to this rundown property that had a bunch of drug addicts at it. So anyway, long story short, I worked so hard, eventually it took a toll on me and I needed to sell. My business was going better and I didn't want to hang around this type of clients, and it was challenging to even get the job done really well and ethically done. So what I ended up doing was I ended up selling the property, and I sold it at $100,000. Yes, I went from $150,000 to $100,000, and it was awful. But the good news then is I had a 15-year note, and I worked so hard that I had the property making cash flow for me. So I was making actually a little bit of money, and so I actually paid down the note to about $100,000. So the moral of the story is I broke even on the property, although I put a ton of work into the property. All that work was a really good lesson. I would never buy a property like that ever again. And because of it, it's allowed me to buy a bunch of better properties and learn from those mistakes. But if you want some good stories, I've got a lot of good stories that I weren't able to even put on this video right here. So give me a call if you need anything. If you need to hear lots of my mistakes, I've got a lot of them and I would love to share. Thanks.